All right, we're rocking and rolling through. Here we go. We did the project charter, the human. We did the BRD with the machine. We did an evaluation loop. We discovered some things. And in that BRD, it made a comment. It had that list of preferred ingredients that I preferred. And I said, oh, gosh, let's in the future make like an ingredient matrix. That's something for the future. We're not going to get bogged down in that, but we're going to note that in the BRD, and then we're going to come back to it later on when we iterate the product. But now we're going to create the feature function document. And so this is ultimately every single feature or function. So like the button's here and the button does this. That ties to accomplishing a requirement. The user must be able to upload ingredients from the web. The user must be able to upload a web page, right? And so there's all going to be these feature functions, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to copy this prompt and we're going to pop over to our Cowork. Now our Cowork section is getting longer, so I'm actually going to start a new one. So I'm going to start a new task here. I'm going to work in a project, and I'm going to work in my recipe fun project. And so now it knows which folder to write into. It has the context of the things we've been talking about, okay? So here's what I wanted to do. I'm pasting this in. So actually I'm sharing my project charter and BRD. Both are in the project folder. Please do a deep review on both files. Let me know if you can't find them. Sometimes it's goofy when you start a new thing, but this is going to give them context, okay? Read both documents before proceeding. Think hard. All right? Please create a feature function document, and it tells it how to do it. It tells it all the thing. All right? And rock and roll. Let's see what it does. Let's see if we can find it. If it doesn't, sometimes I just paste them in so it has the context right there in it. Now, if you're in chat, you definitely need to paste them in there because chat doesn't have access to your folders, but we're in Cold. Okay, found both files. Let me read them carefully. I like to hear that. All right, let's let them review, and it's going to ask questions if it has any questions. All right, it reviewed both files, made the feature function document, did stuff. All right, and here's the feature function document, and it's got a bunch of feature functions. Now, the deal is what you want to know is that each feature function is tied to a requirement, and every requirement has feature functions. That matters. Okay, so you have traceability here. You can look through the feature function table, input field, server side URL fetch, no idea what that is, pasted text input, render a multi-line text area that accepts pasted text up to 50,000 characters. So if you're interested in one of these, ask it to expand. If you are not clear on one of them, ask it to define and tell you why it's important or not. We're not going to do that right now. So we are in Cowork, and we are going to pop over to chat, all right? And we're going to stay in our recipe eval loop because it already reviewed the BRD, all right? So great. Now I want you to think harder, and the FFD is attached. Please note that Cowork used your evaluation and updated the BRD after it, because it's going to flag and say, hey, it was different. Evaluated. All right, please make sure all requirements match your functions. Please note, okay, evaluate, okay. It should use this, but I just do it because I don't know, I guess I have trust issues. All right, so we'll come down here and documents, Claude, projects, what do we call this? Recipe fun. It already has the BRD in context. It already has the charter in context, right? Look. It has it right there, project charter, so it has it. What do you think harder to evaluate the FFD? That's attached to evaluation protocol. Review in deep. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what this means. Charter and the updated BRD. Yeah. And what's the updated BRD called? Just BRD. I'm going to attach it because I don't want it to get goofed up. I wish that Cowork had versioned the BRD out. Did it version it out? Hold on. Let's just check. Did it version it out? Recipe file, project charter, and BRD. No, it didn't version it out. It should have. That was a bummer. That was my miss. I should have versioned it out because sometimes Claude gets upset if it can't track changes. So anyway, if I could live life again, I'd say, hey, version this out, make it version 1.2 or whatever. I don't even have to tell it, just say version it out. All right, so now it's going to read everything and it's going to review, and let's see what it comes up with. All right, let's see what it did. All right, it did my little coverage audit. That's nice. No orphans. Great. Evaluation. Arguments in favor. Arguments against. Reprompt one's budget could leak. Huh, okay. I don't know anything about that. URL resolvability. Don't have a comment. Claude HTML extractor introduces a billable Claude call. Okay, yeah, I don't want really billable stuff. For submission, tricky URL. I don't care about... Yeah, I don't really want to use API stuff, but I don't care about using my subscription, obviously. Shared cookie, don't know anything about it. Streaming progress. I mean, honestly, I really don't know a lot about this. Strongly recommend, already plant-based path, token budget. Okay, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back to Cowork, which was our original person, right? Feature function. Let's rename this. That way I know it's recipe. It just catches my attention. Create feature function. All right. I had Claude chat. Evaluate FFD. Please see below. One note for Claude use in the I prefer subscription versus API, but open to API if needed. That's just kind of preempting. Okay, here we go. Now it's going to run an evaluation loop. You could tell it to think harder about it, whatever. We're just gonna see, let's just see what happens. What does it do? All right, like we've got the evaluation, arguments in favor, arguments against, all defensible, anything. Again, it's hard to know here, right? Resolve subscription API explicitly with Jeremy. I understand that. I'm gonna have to use the API, but it has a budget and it has and shared secret middle,ware, telemetry. Okay. All right, look at all that. Feedback, ultimate recommendation. Let's see, confidence high, direct answer, no, resolve item, and then yes, so it made it. Please version as new FFD to make the updates based on your recommendations. Okay. And then it's going to do it or not do it. Great. Then our FFD is done. I mean, we are literally almost done. Project charter, BRD, FFD. Now we're going to do process maps. Then we're off to the race, and we're actually going to use Claude Code. So you're almost there.